shot in broad daylight from a rooftop about 200 yards away under an open tent on the Utah Valley University campus amid a student crowd, live spectators, and millions watching online. He was Charlie Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA, a voice that split generations. On September 10, 2025, during his American Comeback Tour, Kirk was fatally shot while speaking. The suspect, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, was arrested after a 33-hour manhunt. But before the bullet, there was a story, one of ambition, strategy, controversy, and rising influence. This is how Charlie Kirk became who he was. This is why so many followed him, and so many others hated him. Charles James Kirk was born October 14, 1993, in Arlington Heights, Illinois. At 18, he co-founded Turning Point USA, TPUSA, in 2012 with Bill Montgomery. The goal: organize conservative students, challenge what Kirk called campus liberal bias, and build a student base. TPUSA's chapter model took off: student captains, field trips, speaking events. Small at first, but consistent. Meanwhile, conservative donors gave money, media exposure surged. Kirk became a campus presence. In 2019, he launched Turning Point Action, TP Action, a sister group to support conservative candidates and amplify TPUSA's political reach. These early years built the foundation: grassroots chapters, campus energy, media positioning, though controversy was never far behind. Kirk's strategy was bold: not just local influence, but national presence. He wrote op-eds, appeared on Fox News, guest spoke on conservative panels. He made his voice unavoidable. His podcast and show became central tools. By 2024, Kirk had over 5.3 million followers on X, formerly Twitter, and a podcast with hundreds of thousands of listeners per month. He used big conservative rallies, America Fest, Student Action Summit, public appearances tied to national GOP figures. These events weren't just speeches, they were content machines. Speeches, viral moments, fundraising and branding intertwined. Simultaneously, TPUSA opened pathways for young conservatives to become media personalities, activists, perhaps candidates themselves, making Kirk more than a mouthpiece. He was a pipeline. With big visibility came fire. Every activist is defined partly by pushback, and Kirk embraced that tension. One controversy: the Professor Watchlist, a page hosted by TPUSA listing professors they considered anti-American or ideological bias. Supporters said it defended free speech. Critics said it threatened academic freedom. Other controversies: accusations of misinformation. Kirk backed claims of election fraud in 2020 that courts rejected. He made provocative statements on gender issues, nationalism, and cultural identity. These drew both adoration and condemnation. Inside TPUSA, reporting has alleged opaque funding, donor anonymity, and possible legal soft spots in how political activism and nonprofit status interacted. Jane Mayer's New Yorker expose, for example, detailed questions about funding transparency and campaign finance boundaries. These controversies did more than draw criticism. They generated headlines. They gave his base reasons to defend him, and they intensified his reach. September 10, 2025, Utah Valley University. Under a tent labeled "Prove Me Wrong." Thousands gathered. Security present, but relaxed. Kirk began speaking. At about midday, a single shot rang out from a nearby elevated structure.
Counting or not counting gang violence? Great. Get down.
Kirk was struck, critically wounded. Crowd panicked. Social media exploded. Cameras caught the moment. Panic, videos, confusion. Authorities launched a 33-hour manhunt. On September 12th,
good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him.
22-year-old Tyler Robinson was arrested. A trade school student, limited public record. Formal charges awaited. Public and political reaction was monumental. Utah's governor called it a political assassination. National leaders from both sides expressed shock. Media debates flared about political rhetoric, speech safety, campus security. Was it avoidable? Many asked. Kirk's death did more than silence a speaker. It sparked international reaction. Right-wing leaders abroad sent condolences. Media around the world covered his life, his death, and what he represented. To supporters, he was a martyr. To critics, a symptom. Either way, his death becomes part of a narrative about political violence in America. Experts warn that this may be a flashpoint. The moment could inflame polarized speech into darker territory. He built a generation of youth activists who saw themselves in him. He used virality, confrontations, and speeches. He turned outrage into influence. He made being conservative young look powerful. But some worry, with visibility comes vulnerability. And his death asks urgent questions. How safe is free speech? When public figures provoke, who pays the cost? And how much of political life now depends on spectacle? And how fragile is that spectacle when exposed to violence? Charlie Kirk once said, "We are at war for the hearts of young people." He tried to win that war with speeches, activism, controversy, culture. He did win many hearts. He did unite many voices. But his life was also a lightning rod. His words energized one side, infuriated another. His death does not end his influence. If anything, it cements his place in the story of America today. A story of division, speech amplified, danger in visibility, and the costs of being a public figure in polarized times. We may never fully understand why one man became both idol and target, but we do know this. Public life in 2025 is no longer just about what you say. It is about how you say it, who amplifies it, and whether you survive the spotlight. Thank you for watching Mindtrace 360. Until next time, stay aware, stay critical, and always know that in the age of noise and spectacle, real clarity matters.